Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, not in my cider shed, in my cider office and in a sling, but with some more cider to try. So first of all, let's address the gorilla in the room, not me, the sling. I had shoulder surgery yesterday. So I've got some bits and bobs done. They took away some bone, reattached sort of the ligament and so forth at the top there. So yeah, that was fun. And the nerve block they put in the top prior to the operation, which completely numbed my entire body from my neck down to my hand, my arm rather than my body, has just worn off. So what better time to start drinking cider than when your nerve block wears off? So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to try a cider that was sent to me by a very nice guy called Harry. I'll put some information on the screen about Harry. So Harry is a relatively young chap by what I can ascertain. He went to Spain as part of his degree course, perhaps, to learn Spanish. And once there, he started drinking Asturian cider and he loved it. And he came back here and he couldn't get any decent stuff. Problem I've had as well, actually. I haven't even looked at the possibility of doing it myself. But Brexit happened, all of the stuff, so I never got around to doing it, basically. But he has done it. He's up in Lancashire and he sent me some samples. I'm going to try one of those samples today. It's all from the same producer, but there are two different formats, which is quite interesting. And the first format we're going to try, because I think it might be easier for me to open with arm in sling, and it's in a can, and it's carbonated, which anybody who knows anything about Asturian cider knows that it's still. Traditionally, it still comes in bottles. It's poured from a great height. It's thrown into glasses to get the bubbles going. But rather than having people in England have to learn how to throw cider, which is quite a challenging thing, I've tried it, it's very messy. You thought, why not put a little bit of sparkle in it and put it in a can? And there is the can. Todo Bien. Now, purists everywhere might be pulling their hair out and screaming, what's he done? What's Harry done? Well, what he's done is try and get some amazing cider into the English market by making it, packaging it in a way, marketing it in such a way that the English public might buy it and drink it. So Spanish cider is notoriously dry. I think Asturian cider is a bit less acid than Basque cider, which I also love. I think it's a bit more tannic than Basque cider. I think, I might be wrong, but I think that's true. I think something like 20 varietals go into this, proper varietals, 100% juice, no, low intervention, like nothing's really added at all, certainly no water, etc. So it's a very natural product. It's very, very traditional. In fact, I've heard people say that they think cider making originated in Spain, then moved up into France, and then moved from France over to England. I think the latter part is not really controversial. I think the French did bring sort of their French varietals over to England, which really sort of kick-started British cider making around about 1066, I imagine, or thereafter. But a lot of people think it actually started in northern Spain. Asturias, the greenest part of Spain. It's where the Spanish go on holiday. And the English all got the horrible hot, dry bits. Not the Spanish, they got the green, wetter, more temperate bits and the northern coasts. So, what does it say on the tin? Let's see what it says. It's quite a lot. I'm sorry about all this. From the green hills of northern Spain comes a natural cider of unparalleled purity, made solely from the juice of hand-picked manzanas, apples, predominantly sourced from the region of Asturias. Todo Bien cider is a product not only of Spain, but of nature itself. Our minimal intervention production process and perfect blend of 20 different apple varieties result in a balanced, dry and refreshing Spanish cider with a natural zing and a modest tannic bite. Salud! Enjoy. So pretty much what I just said. But this is 6%. Dry light sparkling, 6%, 6.5%. Who needs nerve block? Right, let's open this mother. So he also sent me, he was just going to send me that. And then I messaged him and said, look, can you send me a bottle of the traditional still stuff as well? Because I want to try them side by side. I'll pay for it. He said, you're not going to pay for it. I'll send you a free bottle. So I've got like a 750ml bottle of the more traditional stuff to try at some point, which I will, but I don't want to open both today. Because I'm actually going to do another cider today, you know, because of the nerve block. I need to. Right, let's see if I can open this without spilling it. I can. I'm interested to know how much carbonation there is in this. It should not be very much. They throw it into the glass just to get a little bit of oxidization and a tiny bit of bubble in it. Not very much at all. So who's got to can it and carbonate it to such a low level? Because I think some people who do carbonation, they don't like to fiddle with things. It's like, this is how much carbonation you get, and that's it. But whoever's doing this, somebody's using like a mobile canning line, which people drive around and do that, or sending it off to somewhere. I'd be interested to find out. And I don't know, he hasn't told me who the traditional Asturian cider maker is, but I guess he probably wants to keep it under wraps, for obvious reasons. So let's pour it out. I can't show you me pouring it out because I can't use this hand. Oh, it looks amazing. Oh, I wish you could see this. It looks great. Right then, right in the look, artist straw glass with a little shoe on it. So there it is. Sorry, I'm gonna have to just do this. Can I get this bit of paper with me? Nah, there you go. How's that? That's not bad, is it? Hazy, orangey gold, pale mid gold, hazy gold. Let's say that. And it is very, very lightly sparkling, more than you get in a thrown still cider, obvs. But I mean, I guess there's only so much you can do with a CO2, the forced carbonation unit. Or there's only a minimal amount you can put in there, I imagine. I'm not an expert on these things. But, yeah. So, how's my nose? I'm on very strong drugs as well. So that's probably why I'm acting like a lunatic. But also I think it's knackered me senses a bit. But I'll do my best. Smells, makes me think, it smells green. Does that make any sense at all? Can something smell green? I'm not a synesthesia, is that what it's called? When it's like music and things promote colours in your mind and stuff. Synesthesia, kinesthesia, something like that. I can't remember. I'll put that on the screen. Really interesting. So there's actually, it smells like sweet, like it smells like a sweet sweated traditional apple. But there's a greenness to it as well. Almost foresty kind of character. Maybe the hills, what did he say on the can? The green hills of Northern Spain, maybe that's what I'm smelling. Yeah, nice. Really good nose, really interesting, very different. There is like a green sappiness to it. There's like that kind of sweated, tannic English cider apple with like a green freshness, like foresty kind of element in there as well, which I really like. And there's something else which I can't quite nail, but I really like the nose. It's superb. Okay, don't have to say that in Spanish. Let's try it. So yeah, it doesn't feel bone dry. I mean, it feels dry. Don't get me wrong. Nobody would ever confuse this with a sweet cider. Nobody, unless you're a lunatic. But it's just enough, man. So let me just, hang on a minute. Give me a sec. See, the Spanish cider is more about the acidity than it is about tannin. This has the merest, maybe the merest suggestion of tannin, almost like apple skin. I mean, that's what it's making me think of rather than like leatheriness. There's a hint of like apple skin about it, which is very pleasant. It tastes of great aged apples. It's got some volatile acidity, like very slight acetic character. And I know there are people pulling their hairs out of their head. Acetic? No. Carbonated? No. You know, get over yourselves. When I say acetic, I don't mind acetic acid. I think when it's meant to be in a drink, and it's meant to be in this drink, it's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. If you think that acetic shouldn't be a flavour in drinks, then you can't drink, Flanders Red. You can't drink Belgian Bruins. They've got acetic acid in them, and they're meant to. And I love it. And they've got a bit of sweetness as well. It's great. You don't need vinegar on your fish and chips. You've got a bottle of that. Fish, chips, mushy peas, salt, and a bottle of, what's it called? Duchess de Bourgogne or something like that. You know, a sour Belgian ale is amazing. It's brilliant. This has the merest hint of that acetic acid character in the back. And I love it. And I think it does have a hint of sugar. I think there's a hint of residual sugar in this. I really do. I don't feel like it's fully fermented to dry. And certainly haven't back sweetened. It's so characterful. And it's so different from anything you get from France. The closest you get to this would be like an English grumpy. And I don't use that as a derogatory term. Many people do. You know, good English grumpy is great. This is like English grumpy light. I don't mean light as in it's not as good. I just mean it's a bit easier to drink. I mean, 6.5%. Bit crisper, bit more refreshing, less tannic. That, my friends, is a super cider. And also, the Spanish don't tend to just sit down and drink cider. They have it with food. It's something to be had with food, okay? And obviously, if you're me, you're going to have cheese with it, you know, but also things like charcuterie, stuff like that. Pickled foods, because it's got that acidity in there as well, should work fine. So yeah, great cider, brilliant for pairing with food, I suspect. I'm going to maybe get a bit of cheese to have with the big bottle when I open that, because I think that's going to work really well. But that Todo Bien, Harry, great job, mate. Thank you for sending that to me. I'm going to be in touch. I'm looking forward to drinking all of that and numbing my arm along with the rest of my body. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me in my sling in my office. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.